Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video we're going to take a look at a product from a company that I watched basically develop their first product on Kickstarter. The company we're going to talk about today is Livsn Designs. Now Livsn Designs is a brand new company, new to the market with a few products, but they are in the works in continually pushing their products, trying to get to the next level, and at this point they do have a couple of very nice releases. So the first product we're going to take a look at here today is the Flex Canvas Pants. Now these pants are quite interesting. At this point I can say I've worn these for a while. I've tried them on a number of occasions and in different scenarios. Generally speaking, I like them, and I do have a lot of thoughts about these. There's a lot of thought that have gone into these, as well as the general philosophy for sustainability. Now with that said, I have a lot to show you, and if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to talk about, do me a favor. Stay tuned. So these Livsn Design pants are full of a number of different features. They are a flexible canvas material. This here is in the color brown. Now Livsn Designs is coming out with a limited release of a green, kind of like an olive green, and it is a very nice color as well. Now I have to say I very much enjoy this brown. I think it is very stylish, and that's the thing about these pants. Now as I go through this review, we're going to talk about a few different major categories. First is going to be the overall fit and finish. Next would be the features and overall function of these pants. And finally, the fit and form, the style, and how these look. Now with that said, these pants are a little bit on what I would say to be the slim side. So this is not my typical sort of style of pants. So I'm kind of getting that out there first and foremost. Now these are, again, sort of form fit. I typically like a more baggy style pant, and I can't really say I hold that against these. Livsn Design developed these with a style in mind. That's their opinion, that's the way they like it, that is their style, and to be completely honest, it's really a style that's kind of in. I'm not saying I'm trendy by any means, I am certainly not. I like baggy clothes, that's probably more suited to the 90s. These days, clothing is a lot more form fit and kind of sleek and efficient, and that is what these pants are. So when it comes to the overall style, that is really an opinion thing. Now, with that said, these pants are, again, more form fit. Livsn Designs is currently working on some new designs that have a little more relaxed fit. So this is just their first product. So as I go through this, keep it in mind the fact that I have my own personal preference, my own opinions, and that's simply based on style. But when it comes to fit and finish, I think these pants are excellent. Livsn Designs has done a great job with the fit and finish. There are a lot of little details on here and things that help with not just the fit and finish, but the functionality. So let's take a look at some of these details as we get into it here. So these Flex Canvas pants are a blend of a mid-weight cotton polyester canvas with 2% spandex. And that helps with the overall motion and ability to move around in these. Sometimes canvas pants can be quite stiff. That is certainly not the case with these. These are soft and pliable, move very easily, and that is something that I definitely enjoy. As we talk about the craftsmanship, you will notice that these are nicely made. Neat little details. Now these aren't in perfect condition. As I said, I've been wearing these for a little while, but I wanted to show you what these look like after wearing these for a couple of weeks in different occasions. And without washing them, you will see that they are still in mighty fine condition. I mean, some wrinkles here and there, but hey, that's to be had. Like I said, I've been wearing these things all over the place. But when it comes to the overall quality and durability and the way these feel, their ability to kind of resist staining, they seem to do a very nice job. So as we talk about the overall features, you'll see that there are ample belt loops. So making your way around, you do have a couple in the back. It is certainly suitable for holding your belt right where you need it to, and I found that these belt loops are plenty ample. But what I do really enjoy the most is the fact that they opted for a nice button. I find these button designs to be much better than snaps. Snaps drive me absolutely crazy, and even buttons that are sewn on can definitely be problematic. So the fact that they have this nicely riveted button on there and reinforced to make sure it can't pull out is great attention to detail. This to me is the absolute top of the line enclosure system you could have for your pants. It's never going to let go. It's very easy to get undone. They have the ability to make it actually look pretty stylish. So for me, that's definitely a plus. Now the next thing is a nice fly zipper. Not only is it a nice fly zipper, but I'm going to say it's in the category of ample, like substantially sized and good amount of space here. So for a guy, that can make a difference. Not to say that, I'm anything special here. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is it's nice to be able to actually kind of get your hand in there and do what you need to do. So having an oversized and ample sized fly is definitely a plus. Now you may have noticed as I've been moving these around the fact that the inside actually has mesh. So if you look, this is a ventilated interior. It's kind of interesting where if you really take a closer look, I will get into some of this detail, but the seat of the pants is ventilated as well as the front of the pants. So really this entire upper section is ventilated. And as you go into the front pockets here, you'll see that the front pockets are that same mesh. So the ventilation kind of does its job, sort of exhausting heat and moisture from the front pockets. There is one detail where if you look at the back pockets, unfortunately, on the inside, it does not have the mesh. So I think it's a little bit funny that the back of the pants has the mesh, yet no way to really vent them. I would have maybe liked to have seen inside the back pockets that same sort of mesh detail so that you could completely vent these pants out. But for the most part, I feel as though it does a reasonable job, and I do like the fact that they've thought of that detail. Now, briefly talking about the back pocket, you will see that they opted to put zippers on both pockets. So both the rear pockets do have zippers. That's kind of nice. I'm not really one to really think about that. I mean, I can't honestly say I have another pair of pants with rear pockets that have zippers in them, but it is an interesting idea. Fact of the matter is, if you're bombing around outside, you could put your wallet in here, you could put your phone in here, you could definitely get a little bit aggressive in having some things in your back pocket, zip them up and not worry about losing them. So that to me is definitely an interesting feature. Yet the front pockets are not zippered. So they kind of went with a slightly different style design. Now I have seen front pockets with zippers, but they did not do that here. I think that's a good thing. I personally would rather have nice open pockets here, the ability for me to put my hands in here and not have kind of that sort of hard edge that you get with zippered pockets. So it does work pretty well overall. I think they got a kind of good mix of features here, good overall ease of access, and then on the back pockets, the ability to have some security. Now you do end up with a gusseted crotch, which helps with a little bit more room. Now again, these being a form-fit pants, so the idea being that you actually have kind of a tapered leg that does get narrower as it goes down, but through the knee section it is articulated, so it does have a little bit of a form factor to it. Helps with a little bit of, I would say, contouring on your legs. So between the gusseted crotch and then the articulated knees, you do end up even with a fitted pant with one that kind of fits your legs nicely. Getting further down on the legs, you will see here is a button. The idea being if you wanted to, you could really roll up and cuff these pants. So on the inside, you'll see that there is a strap, and you could potentially take these pants, roll them up, and then button them into place, get your cuffs pulled up. That's not really something that personally I would do. It's kind of, I would say, outside of my, I don't know, either like scope of what I would do with pants or overall intended need. I personally don't see why I would do that, but I guess it's better to have a feature and not need it than to not have it at all. So here's the front of the cuff of the pant leg, and looking at the back as I flip it over, you will see that it is doubled up and reinforced. So this is actually one of the first pairs of pants that I've seen that does that in this fashion. I think that is a wonderful feature. Such a nice little detail. Very subtle, but very effective. You know how many times you step on the back of your pants? I mean, all the time, especially if you're not wearing shoes. So to have some reinforcement through there is great. I think that's good attention to detail, understanding of how these are going to fit and what you might do to potentially damage them, and then being ahead of it by adding just that subtle detail and that subtle little feature to help preserve and protect these pants. Now, for the most part, these are a 4-pocket pair of pants, yet if you look on the left hand leg, you will see that there is a knife pocket. So this is a knife pocket. It is thin and semi-shallow. It's not incredibly deep, and it is on the left hand side. So this to me is a useful pocket. I like it. I'm glad that it's there. But me personally, I'm a righty, so I kind of would like this better on the right hand side. Now, I do understand that, again, that is sort of a personal preference thing. I think if they were going to commit to this versus just having it on the left hand side, it is a very simple and low profile design. I think they could easily add that to the right hand side as well, get the additional functionality, and then it caters to both righties and lefties. Now, I've inverted these pants real briefly, so again you can see that construction. Very nicely stitched. Every single piece of these has been fabricated absolutely with precision. I think these are very nicely done. There is not a single stitch out of place. Double reinforcement when you need it. Little reinforcement in some very strategic spots, which I think is, again, excellent attention to detail. That's one of the things, regardless of anything else, whether you like the style or not, whether you like the color or not, there's one thing that you can't deny when you look at certain products, and that's the quality of the construction, the ability for somebody to manufacture something with all the detail, and that's absolutely what you get here. And again, just subtle little things, like the inside of the gusseted knees, the inside of that gusseted crotch, that little reflective stripe that helps to cuff these and button them into place. Just overall nice details. And again, the back of the pants, as I mentioned, these do have that mesh ventilation, but just not going through to the exterior pockets in the rear. So this to me is one place where if they could either add some maybe vents in the legs or potentially open up those pockets to the mesh, it would definitely help. But generally speaking, again, going down through the construction of these pants, very nicely done, beautifully crafted, and every stitch perfectly in place. So now taking a look at the fit of these pants, as I mentioned, these are tapered leg, so they are just a little bit form fit. For me, that's kind of hit or miss. I mean, I don't typically like pants that get this tight, but they are stylish. Now, the one thing that I think is just a little bit funny is that these are intended for outdoor use and good, hard use, quality and durable pants. To me, these are more suitable for a casual office or kind of a night out, or at least just, hanging out and having a good quality, stylish pair of pants. Again, personally, I'm not going to wear pants this stylish out into the woods. That's just me. And I think where these don't quite have all sorts of bells and whistles, if these were loaded with features but then just had a little bit of a cut fit, maybe I would wear them into the woods. But for me, these are better suited to the office. Now, one thing I can say is I've definitely been losing a bunch of weight, and I am right in between sizes. Typically, I would have worn a size 34. These days, maybe I'm closer to a 32. I bet you I'm exactly a 33, and I had to make a decision. These pants come in either a waist size 32 or 34. There is no 33. So for me at this point, they are a little bit on the loose side. Now I had to make a decision between the 32 and the 34. I opted for the 34 thinking they were going to be kind of tight and snug. And in some places they are, and in other places they're not. So for me, what I found is that as I've been working with these and at work and sitting around, over the course of the day, these tend to ride up a little bit and bunch up and kind of gives me a weird looking bulge thing. I don't really like that. It's a little uncomfortable. I find I'm constantly adjusting these and pulling them down. They do ride up on me just a little bit. But in terms of the overall comfort, I love the way the fabric feels. I think these feel great on my legs. The overall canvas, cotton, spandex blend is excellent. There is definitely something to these. I like them. I like the way they look for the most part. They feel a little funny to me, again, because I'm not used to a tighter, more fitted pant. But definitely speaking, these are on the right track. I will be very interested, very, very interested to see their more relaxed fit. I think that's more my style. I'd love to see them in between the 32 and the 34. So really a 33 would be absolutely mint in terms of the overall waist size. But hey, what are you going to do? I should probably go down to the 32, but then I'd be nervous that they'd be just a little tight. So like I said, kind of balancing the overall fit with the overall style, the overall functionality. To me, are these really an outdoor wilderness pant? Well, hard to say. Definitely for me, a good quality, stylish, casual office pant. So now I have these properly belted into place, and I have a lightweight kind of casual boot on. You'll see how these fit. Now, again, not my typical style, being that tight sort of tapered leg, but I have to say, with boots like this, they are actually pretty much perfect. So I understand these. I get it. I totally understand why they were designed the way they did. It's a personal preference thing. It's a style thing. And for that, I'll definitely give it to Livsn Designs. Now when it comes to the knife pocket, you do need to be a little bit creative. So here you'll see my Buck Inferno. If I try to get this in that pocket, there is no way that's going to go. It will actually fit in width, but in height that thing is totally sticking out, so that's just not going to work. And it's not an incredibly long knife, so you do need to be just a little bit careful. So here you'll see the small K-bar dozer fits in my pocket, and there, more suitable, definitely works. But again, being left-hand carry. Now, in the right-hand pocket, you could certainly do your typical sort of pocket carry in the front, not a big deal. That will work just fine. But if you're looking to use that side pocket, you will be forced to either carry a smaller knife and on your left-hand side. Now, because Livsn Designs has a sustainable mindset, they do have the opportunity, if these pants fail under normal use, you can send them to them for repairs, and they will repair them for you for the same cost that it costs them. It's not free, but it's also not a full price. In other words, whatever they need to do to fix these pants, they're only going to charge you literally what it costs them. Now, that is better than taking the pants and throwing them away. If there's a rip or a tear or something like that, you can actually send these back and they will repair them. That is a step in the right direction when you're talking about sustainability and sustainable design. Generally speaking, these materials, even all the way down to the tag that they use, they didn't use plastic. They use some twine and a reusable pin. So overall, I have to say I am impressed at these pants. Again, the fit, that is just a personal preference thing. But when it comes to the materials, the quality of the material, the overall general design, I like it. I think there's a couple of things that they could do to kind of tweak these a little bit, which would make a big difference for me. Obviously, A, the fit, more relaxed. B, getting another pocket on the other side for the knife, and maybe even making it a little bit deeper or wider to accommodate other types of blades. And where these are generally supposed to be a hard use outdoor pair of pants, incorporating that additional mesh kind of in the backside would be nice. Maybe opening up some vents in the pockets. Maybe a future pair of pants or a different overall design or style could have cargo pockets. I think these have endless possibilities. The most important thing, I like the general features. I definitely like the fabric. I like their overall philosophy, and for that, I'd say great job, Livsn Designs. So before I go, I'd like to say thank you very much to Livsn Designs for providing this product for review. I greatly look forward to seeing your success, the way you modify and grow, the way you react to some of the comments that people have had. I've seen you being very diligent on Instagram, which I think is definitely a plus. You're looking for feedback. You're looking for people to give you their opinions. And for that, I definitely say you are going in the right direction. So for all of you, I highly encourage you to take a look at Livsn Designs. Find them on Instagram. You can see them on YouTube and take a look at their website. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.